Hello again, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. Oh, I've been spending a lot of time listening to music. Is what I like to do, you know, is in the evening after work or on my days off. I tend to spend a lot of time here in this room and going through my record and CD collection and just enjoying stuff. But in a video I did not so long ago, I did mention I was looking to change my cartridge on my turntable at some point. So I've yet to actually decide upon which one to get. So I thought I needed to go back and remind myself of how some of the cartridges that I've used in the past sounded. So I've had the opportunity to do that, and for quite a while I've been using. This is a Denon DL 110 high output moving coil cartridge, which I can use because I do have a moving magnet phono preamp, which is made by Heed, who are a Hungarian company, and it works well in the moving magnet phono stage. So that I've been using that for quite a long time now. Wow, possibly, I don't know, 18 months, maybe longer. I'm not sure. Perhaps I should keep a track of how long I've been using them as well. I suppose that's something to think about. So then I thought, wow, I go back to an old favourite of mine, which is a Nagaoka. This is the MP11 Boron. So this one has the Boron cantilever on it. They don't make the MP11 anymore. There's a new range of cartridges which start with the, which I don't think it starts, but I know the MP110 is one of them, but that doesn't have a Boron cantilever. The Boron cantilevers now start from the Nagaoka MP200. So I got this and put this back on to my system and listen to the same records again as I've been listening to with my Denon. You know, some sort of like records that I'm really familiar with. I just selected a few of them and some tracks off them and what have you. And yeah, it was like listening to an old friend again. This was in my system for a long time, and I think I mentioned recently that having this in my system got me really into listening to those jazz recordings with a lot of concentration and really enjoying the ambience of the recording. Just so much atmosphere, and I think this cartridge really picks up the sort of the emotion of the piece of music. So this is a real favourite of mine. I really like Nagaoka cartridges. Now, oh wow, here I've got, now this is a replacement stylus for a Nagaoka cartridge. Now this is a JNP 110 stylus. This stylus is the replacement for the Nagaoka MP110, but it also fits the MP11 Boron. It doesn't have a Boron cantilever, but I fitted this on as well onto the Nagaoka MP11 Boron in place of the stylus that it came with, just to compare. And yes, I can see what the Boron cantilever adds in terms of the tracking ability. I've got I haven't got it around to show at the moment, but I do have a couple of test records which I use. One is the Hi-Fi News test record, and there's another one which I really enjoy using as well. And it basically just tests the tracking ability of the cartridge, and certainly this with the Boron cantilever tracks through, passes the tests better than the JNP 110 fitted, which is the non-boron cantilever fitted to the cartridge. So there you go. Anyway, moving on. Currently, at present, on my turntable there, on the end of the arm there, you will see that I'm using the a cartridge I've used for a little while in my system. This is the Audio-Technica AT440 MLB. Now this is a cartridge which comes with the microline stylus. So the stylus profile on this cartridge is very, very, very fine indeed. And it certainly, I can tell by the way it actually goes through the same tests as I've done with my other cartridges using the test LP. This does need very, very careful setup, as they all do, all cartridges do. You need to get the correct alignment, the correct tracking force. You need to use a suitable protractor, and to sort of experiment and to get it, you listening to your ears as well, you listening to what your ears are hearing as well, and I guess a little bit, you know, of experience to really get the very best out of it. And this took a bit of persevering to get it as to track as well as it can, and it does track extremely well. It's a very, very, I think because of the stylus profile as well, which helps it. But this is what I've got on my system now. Now, interestingly, all these cartridges sound different, albeit the Nagaoka with both the boron cantilever and the non-boron cantilever, there is certainly a house sound. The Nagaoka sort of, what my ears are hearing then is this richness and a beautiful mid-range and real warmth to the sound, which you know, I can effortlessly sit here and listen to music for hours on end, and you know, just enjoy the music and not have to think about the system at all, which is how it should be, really, isn't it? So, but there's certainly like a relationship between the sound of the non-aluminium cantilever and the boron cantilever. That sort of Nagaoka house sound is certainly evident in both of these. The Denon DL110, which I used considerably over the last 18 months or 2 years, I guess now, produces a different sound. This is has a lot more air around the instruments. There's a lot more space. The actual sound stage goes a lot wider beyond the plane of the speakers, but not as deep as the Nagaoka cartridge, but still produces a really good sound stage. It's not a bright cartridge either. It still retains some of that warmth and that richness, which I really like. It's also very good at suppressing surface noise. So sort of the pops and clicks I find are less audible than some other cartridges. Similarly, the Nagaoka also does a very fine job of helping to suppress surface noise on a lot of the records that I have in my collection, which are generally used records, stuff I bought from record fairs and so forth, which is a big bonus. A big bonus, I think. The Audio-Technica, in my experience, doesn't do as good a job as suppressing the surface noise. Maybe the stylus is picking up maybe a little bit more. It is a very detailed cartridge. It's very crisp. I am hearing things on here which are slightly different, or perhaps that I didn't obviously notice using the other cartridges. So it's extracting a lot of detail. I'd say that on some recordings, in comparison to the other two cartridges, it produces a brighter sound, very hi-fi, and reminds me sometimes of like a good digital recording. But I've got it in my system at the moment anyway, and you know, I'm going to leave it there for another week or so, and then I'll switch back to one of either the Denon or one of the Nagaoka cartridges that I've been using. Anyway, moving on. Okay, oh, I got some music I've been playing as well. Just show some music just to give an idea what I've been listening to. I'll just go through these quickly. Noi. I really love this album. I really do. I use this album to help as well with my subwoofer setup that I've got, and I haven't done another video. I need to do another video at some point explaining my sort of way I set up my subwoofer and what have you in my system. I'm really happy with how that's working as well. You know, I've almost forgot that I've got it. It just blends nicely. I've got it really sounding really nice. Alright, Al Green, Let's Stay Together. Fantastic album. Gong, Espresso. I love the opening track on side one. Heavy tune. Fantastic. Fleetwood Mac, Rumours, you know, it's a terrific album. And I specifically, one of the tracks I used to compare the cartridges then was Songbird. It's just that the recording, I believe, was that they moved it to like a theatre or an auditorium, and they wanted to pick up that atmosphere, and it's to see how well that translates through my speakers. So very interesting recording to listen to. This is fantastic. Booker T. Jones, the album Try and Love Again, and in particular the track, his version of Knocking on Heaven's Door is a really fantastic rendition of that particular track. More Fleetwood Mac, Tusk. I really do like Brown Eyes on side 3. Mick Fleetwood on the drums. Just sometimes that feeling of, that understanding of sometimes less is more, and his drum sounds fantastic on that track, I think. Herbie Hancock, terrific album. Thrust, really enjoyed listening to that. Bought this I think last year. It's one of the best albums I bought during 2018. Alice Coltrane, and this is Journey in Sachan Didanda, featuring Pharaoh Saunders. So Alice Coltrane, of course, wife of John Coltrane, is just fantastic album. Jack DeJohnette, wow, Pictures. Yeah, I think I've shown this album before, but especially the opening track and the second track, really that drum sound, and the way that the album starts with him playing on the hi-hat and the cymbals, and how well those sort of 16th notes that he's playing, how crisp it comes through, important, and then the great build up into this massive sort of scale that goes on in the background then with the organ. Terrific album, and this is on it's on ECM as well, so no, really well recorded. Max Roach percussion, bittersweet, absolutely terrific. There's a track on here, wow, I forget the name of the lady that sings on it, oh dear, Mendacity. Is it Abby Lincoln that sings on this? And I've heard it in some places, and it can sound rather sibilant. So listened out for that on my system using all 4 cartridges, all cartridges I've tried recently. How many have I tried? 3 plus 1 with a different stylus on it. So yeah, but again, terrific album. Oh, this is interesting. Don't show a lot of classical. I should listen to a lot more. Tchaikovsky, Piano Concerto No. 1. Yeah, with the London Philharmonic Orchestra and Philip Folk. Wow. Just to feel that scale, you know, because again, you know, I think for me it's all about, when I'm sitting there, what sort of musical image is being produced in front of me, whether it's around, where it's in front of me in that sort of like space, whether it's the depth of it, the width of it, and what's coming through, what the mid-range is like, whether I can pick up the placement of the instruments, whether the recording is good enough to be able to portray that, you know. It's all interesting stuff. Funkadelic, yeah, you know, Maggot Brain, it's a fantastic album, and that the opening track of it is just really something very special. Played that, I don't know, so much over the years. Oh, there's my hi-fi new test LP is in amongst these, but I might show that again sometime, actually. Freddie Hubbard, Blue Spirits, terrific album. Blue Note, but yeah, got Hank Mobley on here, McCoy Tyner, Bob Cranshaw, to name but a few. Terrific album. I'll show some jazz records one day, do a video on that maybe. Oh, what's this? Oh, there we are. This is another one. It's a good fun sort of album to have as well. Give yourself a stereo checkout. It's quite useful. Lots of information on the back there. But yeah. Anyway, that's where I am at the moment. So, January, was it 15th, is it? Yeah. So it would have been Captain Beefheart's birthday, Don Van Vliet. So I shall be giving the Spotlight Kid a bit of a spin later on. I got a few Captain Beefheart albums. I had them for quite some time now, so I enjoy listening to those as well. You know, thanks again for watching the video. Thanks for everybody that's commented as well on some of my recent or historic videos that are on the channel there. And yeah, I shall do another video quite soon, I think. Thanks again. Bye bye.